I bought my first English lavender plant from a roadside nursery in 2019. It came in a 4-inch pot, looked like a tiny silver firework, and the woman who sold it to me said, and I quote, "You can't kill it." Whether you have English lavender, French lavender, or a Grosso hybrid, this story will sound familiar. 2 years later, I was standing in my front yard holding what looked like a small piece of driftwood with 3 sad green tufts at the very top, wondering if it was time to dig it out. I had watered it. I'd fed it. I'd moved it twice. The more I did, the worse it got. Here's what nobody told me back then. A woody, leggy, half-balled lavender is almost never actually dying. It just looks like it is. And most of the time, you can bring it back. Before you yank it out of the ground or toss the pot, there's a 60-second scratch test that tells you which side of the line your plant is on. Find a stem. Run your fingernail down the bark. Peeling back the thinnest top layer, the way you would scratch a lottery ticket. If you see green underneath, that stem is alive. If you see brown, dry, papery tissue, that stem is gone. Do this on 3 or 4 stems in different parts of the plant. You're not looking for every stem to be green. You're looking for any living tissue anywhere, ideally not just at the very tip. If every stem you scratch is brown all the way down to the base, your lavender is dead. I'm sorry. Stay with me, because there's still something you can do, and it involves cuttings. But if even one stem shows green near the base, you have a rescue case. Not a lost cause, a project. Once you have a rescue case in front of you, the next question is how it got this way. Because if you don't fix the cause, you can prune and repot and fuss all summer and still end up with the same driftwood twig by next spring. Almost every plant I've rescued was guilty of at least 2 of 4 things. The first is the one nobody warns you about. Lavender has a woody base, and every year more of the lower stem turns into wood. New green pushes from the top. If you don't prune from year 1, the green retreats up, the bare wood creeps up, and you end up with a small tree wearing a hat of leaves. The 2019 plant had not been pruned once in 2 years. Not once. I was afraid I would hurt it. The fear of pruning is what created the thing I was afraid to look at. The second runs silently underneath everything. Root rot from rich soil and overwatering. Lavender evolved on Mediterranean limestone hillsides where the soil is shallow, gritty, and drains in seconds. Put it in standard potting mix on a tomato watering schedule, and the roots sit in moisture they can't handle. The plant doesn't collapse at once. It browns out from the bottom, the leaves go that washed out gray, and the new growth gets thinner. By the time you notice, the plant has been drowning quietly for 6 months. The third is sunlight. 6 hours of direct sun minimum. 8 is better. Not bright shade, not morning sun with afternoon shade. My driftwood plant was under a young maple that, over 2 years, grew enough canopy to shade the lavender half the day. The maple didn't change overnight. The lavender didn't change overnight. By year 2, my plant was getting maybe 3 hours of sun and screaming about it in the only way it knew how. The fourth is the one I'm embarrassed to admit. Kindness. Specifically, fertilizer. Lavender performs worse the more you feed it. In rich soil with regular nitrogen, the plant produces soft, floppy growth, fewer flowers, almost no fragrance or essential oil production. The same plant in poor, dry, gritty soil with zero feeding will be tighter, more aromatic, and live 3 times as long. I was killing mine with care. Now the rescue itself. There's one rule that, if you break it, ends the plant on the spot. Lavender cannot regenerate from old wood. If you cut a stem below the point where you can see green leaves or green buds, that stem will never produce new growth. Not next spring. Not ever. It's dead from the cut down. This is the opposite of how almost every other woody shrub in your yard works. You can hack a hydrangea to the ground and it comes back. You cannot do that here. The number one reason rescues fail is that people look at an ugly plant, decide to start fresh, cut everything to the base, and 4 weeks later it doesn't come back. Ever. The plant was killed by the haircut. So instead, you take no more than 1/3 of the green growth in a single prune. Not 1/3 of the plant, 1/3 of what is currently green and alive. Shape it gently into a rounded mound, cutting just above where new green leaves are emerging on each stem. If a stem has only a thumbnail of green at the very top, leave it alone. If a stem is bare wood all the way up, don't cut into it. Acknowledge that it's contributing structure and move on. While you're at it, fix the soil. If the plant is in a pot, repot into a mix that's at least 1/3 perlite, coarse sand, or fine gravel. Some growers go 70% mineral, 30% potting mix. Make sure the pot has drainage holes you could fit a pencil through. If the plant is in the ground in heavy clay, dig it out, amend the hole with 2 big shovelfuls of grit, and replant it slightly higher than it was sitting before. Move it to your sunniest spot. Stop fertilizing entirely. Water only when the soil is bone dry 2 inches down, and even then, deep and infrequent, not light and often. For the next 90 days, the protocol is almost nothing. Water maybe once every 2 to 3 weeks in a pot, even less in the ground. No feeding. Full sun. Don't prune again. Don't move the plant. Lavender hates being relocated, and a rescue plant especially needs to settle. The first signs of recovery are subtle. New growth at the tips of the stems you left alone. A change in the color of the foliage, from washed out gray-green back to that proper silvery sage. The plant won't look dramatically different for the first 6 weeks. Then, almost overnight, it does. For a badly gone plant, do this same gentle prune every year for 3 years. Year 1, take 1/3 of the green. Year 2, do it again, and remove 1 or 2 of the most truly dead branches at the base. Year 3, you finish the rotation. The plant rebuilds itself from the green patches outward, and you replace the woody skeleton without ever cutting into wood the plant could not afford to lose. Now, the part nobody wants to talk about. Some plants are gone. If your scratch test came back brown all the way down, or if you do all this and by the end of the second summer there's still no new growth, the plant is finished. Here's the consolation prize, and it's a real one. Take cuttings before you give up. 4-inch lengths from any stem that still has green tissue at the tip, even if the rest of the stem is woody. Strip the lower leaves, push the cut end into a pot of damp perlite. Keep it in bright, indirect light and mist lightly every couple of days. In 4 to 6 weeks, you have a rooted cutting. From one dying plant, you can take 10 or 15 of these. Lavender propagates almost too easily. The plant that didn't make it can still give you the next generation. My driftwood plant took 3 years to come back. The first year, I cut maybe 10 little snips off the top, all in the one corner where I could still see green. It looked exactly the same when I was done. I thought I had failed. By August, That one green corner had pushed out a whole flush of soft growth, and the plant looked like it was sneering at me. By year 3, it was a real lavender again, not a yard sculpture, and it bloomed for the first time since I'd brought it home in that 4-inch pot. The woman at the roadside nursery had been right after all. In a way she probably didn't mean. You really can't kill it. You can only stop helping it for long enough to let it come back. And if you like this one, click on this video to find out why aloe vera plants actually bloom, which is one of those things almost nobody sees happen in person. I'll see you in the next one.